put like S's in there sometimes, and I don't know. I just kind of do things. Yeah, right over there, Deb.
She's having a snack.
Snacking it up. Oh, as a test, can one of you guys type something in chat by any chance?
And Discord chat.
Which
or
chat?
Foundry chat.
YouTube chat actually.
Oh.
Oh,
I'm
right.
on
I
YouTube.
fixed that so I can actually do YouTube.
Because last time when we did this, I didn't see a
Oh
single.
yeah, you couldn't see it.
Yeah, so I was just sitting here like, I'm all alone. But you guys were like, chat was popping. Did you type something?
I typed something.
I don't see it. Hi.
By myself.
Oh, there we go. So apparently I had to type something and then magically your message appeared. Nice.
Oh, that's weird, but okay.
That's all that matters, as long as it's there. Ooh, what are we drinking? Arizona, what? Is that strawberry? Strawberry lemonade. Nice. Strawberry is always the best flavor. All right, guys.
I had a key lime beer yesterday or last time, and I tried to still be like, hey, look at this.
You're like,
It was actually
hey.
pretty good.
I was gonna
I
say,
don't remember what it was called.
Never
Keep-
tried it before.
key lime beer sounds surprisingly okay, actually. I like that.
It was actually, it was, I forgot, it was like a key lime wheat beer. It was like, perfect.
that, yeah, it's just like the right amount of zing to get you going. Unlike the peanut butter chocolate beer, which was just like aggressive and heavy.
That's sweet baby Jesus.
Yeah.
You can have one.
It's
Too
a
much.
great disgrace to add beer to such yumminess.
To chocolate and peanut butter.
Yes.
Let's advertise a little bit of YouTube. How much better it is for you streaming on YouTube compared to Twitch?
What are you asking?
Is it better for you like streaming on YouTube?
He's
I guess
considering
obviously.
switching to YouTube as well.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. So like on YouTube, if you're only streaming on it and not making video content, I would say it's probably not as good. Because like the benefit of YouTube really is discoverability, and then also being able to like leverage your audience on YouTube into potential viewers kind of a thing. But obviously, you know, we've seen directly that just because I have people that sub to the channel doesn't mean they'll watch or anything. But in theory, they could at least get notifications. But if you've already like started building an audience on Twitch, if you jumped platforms, you would probably have to like rebuild, which would not feel awesome. So I mean, I think staying on Twitch is totally fine. Like if you were going to start making YouTube videos, then I think the conversation gets a little different.
I mean, eventually, when I have more free time in my life, when I can organize my life like a proper adult
Headphones.
someday.
That doesn't happen, Panos. That's
So
the thing
never?
that- Yeah,
Yeah.
nobody ever has their shit together. Like when you're a kid and you're like, wow, my parents have their shit together. They absolutely do not.
Most likely, I have to agree.
Yeah. Oh man, so
These
crazy.
headphones are good that they started working again because I was about to lose my GD mind.
GD.
I was gonna say I love the self filtering there, as if we don't like.
Goddamn. GD.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
she's got
Yeah, that's
they've
it.
got the baby.
Oh,
in the,
because of the baby.
yeah, it's not
Because
for
of the
our
baby.
benefit or the audience. It's for
Yeah.
the child.
I didn't even put that together.
Well, it's yesterday. Was it yesterday? I don't know. Everything kind of blends together now. She has magnetiles, and she puts like this little baby Jesus Fisher Price toy in a cage of magnetiles, and she
What the
walks
hell?
around with it.
What
I don't know.
the heck is
Just
that?
what she does.
I
And
like
she
it.
tripped, and they fell, and the cage shattered. She said, "Damn it, my baby Jesus!"
I relate to your daughter so much.
Can you put like little magnets on Jesus so he'll like float in the cage?
No, they're like. Have you?
It's
You haven't
only
seen
like
magnetiles?
I'm assuming you're about to say they only like connect like on the edges or something like that.
Yeah, they do.
Boo. Lame. But
Yeah.
goddamn dropping baby Jesus, just like we're gonna drop this fire intro. Let's go,
Kaboom.
baby.
Okay, right. This is the part where we talk about Keelim again.
G Lime thought he was so cool that a beer would be named after him. I mean, what the fuck? How delusional is this guy? Like, how much? Like his nose is as big as his ego or something? I don't know. insane.
Holy, that's an interesting.
I mean, and even think like compare that to his ears as well. Like he thinks he hears everything, he knows everything, but now he can't hear shit. So
I bet you he can't even
So
explain
the
it.
nose thing is that like a
yeah, I can.
yeah, look at this nose. Like,
He even
look
let
at
himself
that.
up so we can have a good look at it. Yeah.
yeah, like
Look at
he's
that
such a
stupid
pompous
face.
prick.
I think he's starting right now.
That part. I heard that.
That was the best conversation
Shit, guys, we've been
the
rumbled.
whole year. Let's do this again very soon. This best conversation ever. I don't know what Billy's talking about. I have no idea what Billy's talking about. Maybe Billy's delusional. I don't know.
Excuse me, sorry.
Oh my god. I'm like
no.
I hear nothing but like chaos and like, you know, like loud music and like wub wubs, and then I just hear something about my stupid face being like blurted very loudly.
Hey, that's cheating. Hey, that you can't hear.
Oh,
What are you doing?
oh,
there?
that's funny.
My stupid face. Well,
Mhm.
God, I really should just go back and like listen to all of these things. Like I should.
Oh no,
Look.
that ruins the illusion. You can't
Yeah.
do that.
It'll just
If you
be
do that,
customary from now on.
if you do that, we're leaving Barovia tomorrow because we're gonna fly like.
No, I'm just going to go to
Biggest-
Strahd's house and be like, hey, that chick you want, she's in that tower. Can I leave?
Yeah, I'll do the same. I'll probably like
I mean, Saya would do that, but I feel that it's frowned upon by her comrades.
maybe.
It's just gonna be like, for some reason, someone's just gonna appear and be like, Wingardium Leviosa, and you all just fly out of Barovia just unscathed. And I'm just like, I thought I made the rules, but I guess this is happening. But yes, welcome everybody to the Curse of Strahd. We loved the episode last week. It was probably the best episode we've ever done. I hope you guys were there to see it, because so many cool things happened. Like Carl's character like turned into a behemoth and he like destroyed the city of Vallaki by himself. It was nuts. Like, wow. Last week, guys, how does everyone feel about last week's episode?
Yeah, I really liked the part where Augie turned into a tiger and just mauled Moonpoon to death, and then
Yep.
we had to revivify him. It was
Yep.
great.
And then I became an angel and went to heaven, and then I became God and I control the universe.
This is true. Yep. I believe I recall when Moonpoon supplanted Strahd as the big bad of this campaign, and
Yep.
he is now the one that we're all hunting.
Yep.
It's pretty crazy. Like that was an
It was a
episode.
moment. Yeah.
But I believe at the end of that episode, what we said is we're gonna rewind time and go back to just before all of that happens, because we found a magical artifact which like somehow reversed everything. I believe Saya found
I
this. and said-
learned all these behemoth mechanics for nothing.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, dude.
unfortunately,
Don't look
I
at
yes.
spent the whole week on it.
We retconned the whole damn thing, guys. It is now just Rego Curse of Strahd. But yes, apologies for last week. Completely my fault. But we are back, and the crew has gotten to the town of Krezk, the fabled town of Krezk. So dating all the way back to when the campaign first started. When they were in the town city of Barovia, they learned of Vallaki, and then they also got a little inkling of this place called Krezk. Supposedly being a safe haven where they could potentially take Arena. But last week, the crew just, got access to a map and just decided to randomly go check out a tower, magically bypassed every single thing in that place that could have killed them by pure happenstance, I guess.
That was not happenstance. That was brains.
That's
Augie
true.
was just that good.
Opening the door was definitely full on brains. Not opening the wagon door, I'm not even sure why it wasn't attempted. You guys are so close. Like, I think one of you
I was
even
so
mentioned
close.
going to get to the door, and I think it was Panos decided to be like, someone check this before we open the door. And that's when I think August discovered there was a trap door underneath it. And then you were all like, oh shit, maybe not. Then
Yeah.
just started doing the YMCA in front of a door, found Arena and Ismark and Rictavio, who we learned is actually Rudolph van Richten, the vampire hunter, and this mysterious woman called Esmeralda, which kind of had like a Valley Girl vibe, which I quite enjoyed.
Yeah.
So that was a thing. And upon jumping into the wagon, discovered a like journal entry from Rudolf van Richten, telling the tale of how he essentially had his son stolen and turned into a vampire, and the Vistani were like, you know, not helping. They were like essentially delivering his kid to be turned, and you know, Rudolph was essentially fallen upon by a lich, and this lich basically granted him the power to like you know, control the undead around him, and he used this power to destroy it and decimate the Valaki who had taken his son. But his son had already been turned into a vampire, and he had to kill his own son, thus setting off the tale of Rudolf van Richten. So yeah, the crew kind of learned that even though Rictavio / Rudolph, pretty cool guy, also kind of fucked up past. So yeah, I guess do with that info as you will. How did you guys feel about your little Rictavio / Rudolph message there? What are the thoughts on this man? Is he trustworthy?
He seems trustworthy.
I don't think trustworthy is the word I would use. I think he seems a bit intense. And like he's not got an awful lot to lose. And I don't entirely trust him.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't outright given you, I mean, he hasn't technically given you any reason to distrust him, but definitely knowing that about his backstory might give you a little perspective as to like what's driving him as he gets around. But yeah, ultimately the crew left there in search of this werewolf den because they feel pretty strongly that it might be around here. And Krezk was kind of just on the way.
Did you just say werewolf then?
Yes, he did.
Why, what?
You
What?
werewolves.
Werewolf den?
Oh, I hate it when that happens.
He meant where are the wolves? This is what he meant.
Wait a minute. What did you guys, wait, did you
He
not?
said,
That's the worst
said
thing.
wolf den.
Oh yeah, that's what I said.
He said,
A werewolf.
we
I'm
are
so
the
glad
wolves.
I picked up those silver
We're going to see
bolts,
Jacob.
man.
No,
Oh,
he said, we are the wolves, meaning we are the hunters.
Yeah, see, Panos heard me correctly. I don't know what the rest of you were on about. Werewolves, that's crazy.
You're gonna let Panos translate what you meant?
Yep, he's doing a great job. He gets to continue being the translator.
My English is very best.
But yes, they are looking for a den of interesting wolves, and they kind of like knew it was in this direction, which brought them to Krezk. And when upon reaching Krezk, they found the guards were not super brave or courageous, and then the burgomaster of this place kind of popped up and said, "Get me some wine and I'll let you in," but he was very hesitant to let you in otherwise. It did not seem as though you were just going to be welcomed with open arms. It was you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours kind of scenario, which is where we left off. So
like fair. Yeah. That did you there were silvered crossbow bolts in that cart, I believe.
I could look it up.
You said you were going to send a list of them. I forgot you didn't send that.
Yeah, I blame you for not reminding me and not me for not doing what I said I would do.
I would have picked up anything shiny as well, so I would have taken the crossbow bolts because I'm sure, is it Augie that uses a crossbow?
Yes.
Yeah, I would have picked them up for her.
So let's see. Silver ewer, gold strings, healer's kit, poisoner's kit, fine clothes, claw marks.
Probably silver would help against We Are the Wolves, because they're a very strong team.
As I'm looking through this, I'm not seeing anything about crossbow bolts. The in the death house there was definitely bolts that you guys ran into. I don't recall if they were silver or not.
They were not silver, they were just regular. But I took a ton of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like looking through here. I'll just paste this into chat, and you guys can rewind time a little bit. You know what? Will it post it in YouTube chat? No, not nicely. So no. I was gonna say I could let everybody see it, but
It's fine. Don't worry about it for now. Just post
Yeah.
it and I'll look at it later.
It's literally the first sentence. 10 silver crossbow bolts.
Oh, there we go. Yeah,
Whoop.
so I would have taken them.
Whoops.
And there's also a light crossbow if you decide to start shooting those instead.
I might take that as well. I would take anything that looked useful, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, for the purposes of, whatever, I'm not going to make a big deal about you not explicitly stating you took it. If it makes sense, you would have taken it. But yes, that is where the crew is. We are directly in front of Krezk, and they were just informed that they need to go get some wine. And with that, I am going to burp first, apparently, and then start playing music.
Music?
To signal the start of the official campaign.
Or you could, instead of playing music, you could burp the whole game through.
No.
Just
Different kind of music.
do it in a
Let's
burp
not.
voice the whole time.
That could only end in like great
Satisfaction.
TV.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm sure that would be fine. But yes, just as a reminder, this was the Baron and the Baroness that kind of appeared, and you can even see like the weariness on their face. But we will pick back up with them, reminding you about this wine. So yes, you bring me the wine, and I will allow you entry into Krezk. Is it a deal?
I mean,
Yeah.
they're not gonna be
Fair.
pleased because they didn't have a lot of wine remaining. But I guess it's as good as any deal we can make right now.
Very
Right,
well
guys.
then. We will wait your return to see if you have the merit that you claim. And with this, he kind of turns back with him and his wife and start walking away. And again, for what it's worth, just we talked a little bit about this off stream, but you guys would know that at the Wizards of Wine winery, there was like 2 to 3 kegs of like untarnished wine that remained there. And having returned the gemstone, the first gemstone to the druids there, the raven folk, you would essentially have a sense that, they might not be hurting as bad as they were before. They seem like they should be able to start creating wine again. So yeah, if you guys would like to run there and get some and then just immediately double back here, we can kind of just like fast forward button through that part. Otherwise, we can start the journey.
Should
Yeah, I
we?
That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so fast forward button equals 4 d20s being rolled. Let's see how that goes. Okay. That requires yet another d20. And
I don't like that.
I cast all the wild magic stuff on the table.
oh, that's new and interesting. Okay.
You summon the dragon.
I
don't
wish
like
that-
doing interesting.
I wish there was an easier way to do this part, because it's like there is no easy way for me to roll this and then immediately just tell you what it is. I have to like refer to many tables first. It's like do this, then roll this, and then go here to read what that is. But yes, okay. So as you guys are traveling through the woods on the way down, you are untouched. And you are able to make it to the Marketov family. As you get there, you can kind of see that the soil appears richer than it did before. While it was kind of like ashy and gray, and like piles of just like sunken in ground and like dug up piles that you've seen. Now it's got like a more rich brown, like more soily. It's as if they went to the Home Depot and grabbed a couple bags of the good stuff and laid it down. So. The winery definitely appears to be in better shape, and Davian is able to take you down into the basement area and grab a few kegs. And I guess, would you guys be carrying these? Do you want to take like
Well,
a
he
horse?
said he just wanted 1 keg, right?
He asked for 2.
Oh, 2? Okay.
Yeah, but we negotiated.
We would need to rent a wagon, probably.
Yeah, he has like they have arrangements there. So like there was horses and like a wagon there. So if you guys just wanted to hop on horseback, or if you wanted to like take the wagon directly, I think the Marketovs would be willing to accommodate any of those requests.
Take a wagon, I would think. If it's kegs, they're pretty big.
Yep.
August definitely can't carry any.
We shouldn't burden ourselves with carrying this, right? I mean, we can, but it's gonna slow us down considerably.
I think it makes sense to take a wagon.
It would be easier for all of us, and probably safer.
And faster.
Although we're gonna make a lot of noise, but I think it's gonna be safer to be faster, like Orgid said.
Yeah.
You see, I can be agreeable sometimes.
All right. So then wagon it is. So then you guys are able to haul the couple of kegs into the wagon and start your journey back. And as you guys are in the wagon heading back towards Krezk, the first half of the journey goes like completely uninterestingly. You can kind of just continue to hear the noises within the woods, but nothing seems to like make its way out onto the trail. But as you enter the second half of the trip in towards Krezk, you happen to get into a certain area where the trees kind of like sparse a little bit, and beneath one of the trees, Augage, with her naturally stupid high perception, is able to observe that there is like a leather wrapped bundle hidden a little bit underneath some underbrush near one of the trees.
Guys, all right, don't freak out. We need to check it out before we touch it. But I think I see like a package or a bundle over there.
I'd like to go have a nosy at it.
If anyone, Saya would be the most keen with her abilities to check it out first.
I mean, I'm pretty sure my perception is higher.
I think Augie and I should go check it out together.
I trust you girls.
I was about to offer, but if you think you can do it, then go right ahead. I'll stay here safe in the cart.
It's just a box. Let's get over with it.
What do we need to roll? Perception?
Yeah, you can roll perception if you'd like.
Oh, I am absolutely not sure what it is. I have no idea.
22 from Augage. Yeah, so Saya is kind of not able to make out exactly what's going on, but Augage is like fairly certain as she's looking at it. It's kind of like an uninspiring bundle. You don't see anything interesting about it. It appears as maybe like 6 inches high, like, maybe a 1.5 feet wide kind of thing. It's just like a little sack with a neat little bow on top.
Okay.
But nothing appears of interest.
Magic before we open it?
Yeah, I thought you would do that, but I guess let's do something.
The Arcana is not my thing.
I mean, I don't feel particularly keen to Arcana today, probably, but let's see.
And a 16, yeah, so Augage is a little more confident. Moonpoon not as confident as he's looking at it. Augage, as she's kind of like feeling around for magic, does not really pick up anything aside from the man to her right and the man behind them, which is just Kalanthos and Moonpoon.
Oh, I was about to say.
Which man?
Okay, I want to open it up then.
All right. And as Augage reaches down and opens the bundle, what you find inside is just one set of a very plain clothing that you would have seen like the citizens of Barovia walking around in, like a very drab grayscale, like raggedy kind of set of clothes.
That's it?
That is all you find.
Okay. And I guess with my perception, I didn't see anything around it either. It's just the bag?
Correct. That is all you found.
Interesting.
Augit, do the clothes have any stains on them of blood or whatever?
Do I notice any blood?
Nope.
You said they just looked plain.
Yeah, you don't see anything of interest. Like, it appears as though it's just a change of clothes that you could choose to use one way or another.
I think they might prove useful because you never know what might happen. Let's keep them for now.
Yeah, definitely. We'll take them and bring it with us just in case we need to have a disguise, I guess.
All right. That was the entire encounter, by the way. And
Nice.
That was weird.
yeah, that was
That
weird.
was really strange, yeah.
It has like these little like moments in it. Like, I think you guys like decided to stroll past like one of the moments that kind of appeared. So there's like moment
we thought we were
encounters.
going to have to fight somebody, I think.
I don't trust floating lamps in the fog. I'm sorry, I just don't.
Yeah, that one could have been bad, but like it was. It's like it's interesting that sometimes it's like a Final Fantasy style. You just magically are fighting something, and then other times it's just kind of like some shit's happening. So this was one of those. Not all bad.
Well, maybe we'll find a naked person. We can give them some clothes.
Yeah, there we go.
And with that, then, we can say that the crew has successfully returned back to Krezk, wagon in hand with barrels of wine. And again, as the wagon starts approaching, you can see that the guards on the wall are immediately freaking out again, just going like, "Hey, yeah, identify yourselves! Identify yourselves!"
We were just here. Will you get the burgomaster, please?
Probably another guard, guys.
They're kind of just like eyeing all of you down. Here before, I didn't hear any tales of a wagon crew coming nearby.
We didn't have a wagon before.
Yes, the burgomaster asked us to go get Wayne. We have Wayne.
And he's like, he's just like, they have wine. Get the burgomaster, get him. And you see one of the guys, like, literally the most energy you've ever seen of a person in Barovia. He's just like sprinting full on to like down towards the burgomaster's house, and then quickly the burgomaster and his wife both appear. It seems as though you have the wine. Well, with this, I believe you have earned our trust. We will keep our eye on you, but you are welcome. And he kind of like turns to the guards to open the gate, and you can kind of like hear this heavy chain clanking as the gate in front of you starts like allowing you entry into the town.
I'd like to ask him just a quick question. Have you heard anything about a den of wolves around here?
Nothing about it. A den of wolves, you say? A den of werewolves, yes, for sure. No, but
where are the wolves?
I wouldn't say that I've heard of a den in particular, but one of the reasons we have such guards and such high walls is there are definitely wolves and dire wolves and maybe even more scouring outside. These walls keep our people safe, but we have been known to lose people to these creatures you speak of. That is much for sure.
You're not sure where their den is then?
I couldn't say where they're coming from. It appears as though they come from all over, attack us from the north, attack us from the south. We just stay indoors in the walls and we are safe. This much I know.
Is there anyone in the town who might know more?
Honestly, I'm not so sure. Everyone in this town stays here. It is just safer. We band together and we keep each other safe. Those who venture outside, not always so safe.
Okay, so you don't have any like rangers or anything like that?
No, unfortunately I couldn't say. I'm unfortunately unable to help you any further on this matter.
Okay.
What do we notice as we enter the town? Is it crowded? Is it like tall buildings?
Yeah, so you would definitely notice that the town kind of has a more like lively feel, and especially with all the ruckus that's been caused by the front gate, there's people kind of standing outside looking towards the entrance as to what's going on. There's kind of like been a little gathering of people. But like the somber and sad mood that you pick up in Barovia is certainly not present here. It kind of emulates more like a Vallaki, where it's kind of like there is some semblance of humanity here. But the buildings and whatnot, they all look like they're in good condition. Like you do not notice like, destroyed, beaten down buildings. Like this place looks like a proper town.
This looks weird. Is this outside of Strahd's jurisdiction, or is it on purpose kept like this?
Well, if this is where they were going, then it would make sense that they would want to visit here, since it seems relatively untouched by Strahd.
Yeah, I don't know. Something seems fishy, but
yes,
I haven't eaten fish for so long, so I don't know. That might be it.
There must be a reason.
I think
I'm
we should
gonna go
Go-
ahead and burn a divine sense.
The
Any
random-
undead or demons or
How
angels
much?
within 60 feet.
60 feet. Isn't that a ways to do it in this part of the town? Maybe.
Oh,
something
yeah,
unexpected?
I guess.
60 feet is not a lot. That's what I mean. It's like it's a
Yeah, I
big town
know.
probably, so it's gonna be very random.
Key, how big are one of these squares on this map? Is it 50 feet or 100 feet?
Not this again.
It appears as though they are like 50. Yeah, 50.
Oh my god.
So just don't get into
didn't
combat
give you a
on this
key.
map.
Oh my god. Please no. Please.
Oh yeah, it says it literally at the bottom of the map. 1 square equals 50 feet.
Yeah.
So yeah, relatively large space.
Should we?
The only other
Should we-
thing that I would mention, I'll give you the literal like reading from the book, even though I kind of loosely described it. The mist, well, it adds one other detail, or 2 other details. The mist-shrouded village beyond the wall is nothing more than a scattering of humble wooden cottages along dirt roads that stretch between stands of snow-dusted pine trees, so snowy. So many trees, in fact, as to constitute a forest. To the northeast, gray cliffs rise sharply, and the road winding up to the abbey is easy to see from this vantage. So kind of, I believe you guys can see this whole map. Like this area up here, if you see my pings, I'll zoom out a little for the purposes of stream, but up here is kind of like a raised hill with like a cathedral type building structure like up here.
Can we see the cathedral from the point we're going in with the wagon, I guess?
Yeah,
Is it
so
something
like
noticeable?
yeah, like as you go through the gates, like even though the area there's still like fog around, you can definitely see the abbey like up above, off on the hillside there.
Maybe this could be a place we should see if there is anything worthwhile. Maybe they know something about Strahd and why this place has been mostly unharmed.
So, did you say this out loud?
Yeah.
So the moment you say this out loud, the Baron kind of like looks at all of you and he says, I would not recommend disturbing the abbot up there. No one in town has set foot in the abbey since I've been alive. The abbot
Very strange.
is a good man, a strange man, very strange man. And he kind of like walks closer to you. We hear sounds coming from the abbey that I can't quite explain and honestly have no desire to discover. But I would not casually stroll into the abbey unless you have purpose.
We have purpose, and a great one. That's why we need to get as much information as soon as possible. Any weird person like that could hold an important piece of information that we're missing.
I agree. The abbot is a powerful and strange man. He may know things that I certainly do not. But you must be far braver than I to even venture there.
I mean,
Sick
have
music
seen
cue. Sorry.
We have seen some shit. I mean, I don't know. Do you guys want to get to the innkeeper first, I guess, to leave our belongings there, and then we decide what to do afterwards?
I also need to check for size doll.
Yeah, I need to see if my doll arrived.
And let's go to the innkeep first, and maybe have something to eat before we continue.
Well, about an inn, we don't really have one.
That's right, we were staying in the dead person's house.
But
I did not say that out loud.
but I would certainly invite you to my residence if that would suit you, or I'm sure we could arrange some accommodations, but unfortunately you will not find any form of formal bedding here. Just the generosity of our people.
I guess anywhere with food and wine and a place to sleep is good enough.
Yes, I could offer you food and, he eyes up the barrels, and some wine as well, it would seem.
That sounds fair.
Seems fair.
Feel free to stay, have a look around, and let me know if I could be of any further assistance.
Do you have any shops in town?
No shops here. Just, maybe people trading amongst each other, but nothing formal.
It sounds like the main thing here is the abbey.
So now you know where to use divine sense.
Yeah,
Now I'll pop it off.
Fire it off every 5 seconds.
The abbey.
Yeah. I feel like we should drop off the wine wherever it's going. And
Yeah,
then
We leave the wine
Make
with you.
him make the guards do it. They're not doing anything else.
Yeah, grab it, you lousy mongrels.
and then go to the burgomaster's house and drop our stuff off, and then have a casual walk past the abbey.
Or up to the abbey.
Yeah, like very, very close to the abbey.
Yes.
So that one of us can pop a divine sense.
So
And then knock
yeah,
on the door and say, hi!
as you guys, so basically the Baron, when the Baroness would signal to the guards to grab the barrels of wine, and they would kind of like rush them over to the Baron's house, and you guys are strolling with them. He points you inside the house, and you can find, a couple rooms there again with like 2 beds in each that you guys are able to kind of like make base camp. And as you guys are upstairs, you can hear like a very loud like on the door from downstairs, and the Baron, you can hear him like rush downstairs to see what's going on. Do you guys do anything, or do you stay upstairs?
I'm gonna be like eavesdropping so hard on whatever's going on downstairs.
I want to run out onto the balcony or whatever and like look over, see if I can see anything.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stick with Saya, just kind of at the head of the stairs, because I can't imagine like Kalantas is gonna do anything. He's too loud. Well, actually, no, he's not loud. He's not wearing armor.
Yeah, he's not wearing armor anymore.
You know what? I'll go hang out with Saya.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's like a handful of you like creeping at the top of the steps to.
I'm not a creeper. I'm like pretty upfront about my eavesdropping.
So okay. So the crew's kind of like hanging out at the top of the steps to see what's going on, and
I guess.
you can you see the Baron open the door, and standing in the doorway is this very like tall man in a like white drape and robe, with the hood over his over his head there, and you can see him just like looking blankly over at the Baron. And give me a perception roll, anyone that wants to.
Does he have a crest?
Does he have a crest? Great question. I don't believe so, but I could definitely check.
We all did pretty well.
Yeah, I was gonna say, all right, yeah, so you guys can all hear this conversation in full then. But no, I do not believe he has an explicit crest on. So yeah, as the Baron opens the door, you can hear like the Baron's voice completely change, and he goes, Abbot! And he like, genuflects down on one knee in front of him, and the man who's been identified as the Abbot just like looks him in the eyes and is like, I hear you have lost your son, your final son. It appears as though the Krezkov bloodline will end. We cannot have this, can we? And the Baron is like, no, we cannot. And the Abbot turns to him and he says, bring me the body of Ilya, and I will raise him. And the Baron like turns to his wife, and she goes scrambling to the back of the house, and eventually a couple of guards come with her, and they produce this body in front of the Abbot, and he places him there. And the Abbot kind of just eyes the body that's lying on the floor by the main doorway, and he closes his eyes, extends his arm, and you can see like holy light emanating from his hand, and with a few moments you can see this dead body that was identified as Ilya just comes wide awake. His eyes shoot open, and actually they shoot open in a way where like light is actually emanating out of his eye sockets as he gasps. And you can hear the Baron and the Baroness just, oh my god, you've brought Ilya back. He's back. But as his Ilya like rises, you can see his like chest moving and like his gasping for air. But that light that you saw shoot out of his eyes does not stop. His eyes just, you don't even see pupils, you don't even see an iris, you don't even see the whites of his eyes. His eyes are just like permanently glowing this bright light. And you can see the abbot look at the Baron and say, "What is done is done. Be a good servant and ensure that your family is around to rule." And the Baron is like, "Oh, yes, sir. I don't know how we could repay you, but thank you. And the abbot just nods, turns.
Wait, no, before he leaves, I want to run down.
Okay.
And I want to say, I want to know how you did that. What kind of magic was that? Can I learn it?
You can do an arcana. This is what I want to do as well, like to see.
No, I want to ask him.
Okay, I want to do an arcana instead of asking him.
I'm not going to do anything because I have no idea what's just going on, and magic is scary.
It was resurrection or something.
And actually, anyone that wants to roll any given checks definitely can. Kalanthos explicitly, give me a religion check.
Crap, I'm not good at this. I'm okay at it. I'm not good at it. 12.
12. 12 is actually good enough. So did anyone else 14 for Arcana?
No, I'm explicitly asking him.
Yeah.
I'm being Augage.
I just want to give you this little bit of info for anyone that needs it. So yeah, Kalanthos would know that he cast Raise Dead. But what he would also know is that he did not produce a holy symbol to cast it, which would be traditional of that spell. So somehow this person cast the spell without the appropriate components to do so.
And it was holy light, right? It wasn't like necrotic.
Yep. Let's I'm
legitimately
going to use divine sense now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
because Saya would
stuff
look
going
at
on.
Cal because he's the most like religion-y one she knows, and she's like, "Is that normal?" That seems weird.
So as you divine sense, you pick up two things that are very disturbing to you. One, you pick up that there is an evil creature nearby where the abbot is standing, but you also detect that he is celestial as well. So Augage runs down to the abbot and says, "What?"
I want to say, what kind of magic was that? Can I learn it?
And he kind of stops and turns towards you and says, "I do not believe you are capable of such skills, but let's just say I've been here for quite a while and I know many things. You seem good-natured. And
I am.
And I appreciate that. Now, I must go." Then he turns.
Wait, can we come talk to you at the Abbey? We'd like to ask you some things.
"Why, yes, child, feel free." And he again turns to start walking away.
All right, bye, Abbot. Thanks for talking to me.
No insight, anybody? Can we hear that? Can we do an insight if we hear that, or we can't?
No, you would hear this.
We're too far away.
No,
Okay,
you would definitely hear this.
I definitely want to see if the part that we are welcome and it doesn't seem like we're in any danger. I doubt the fact that we're not in any danger if we come close to the Abbey, basically.
Yeah, so when you do the insight check, he appears genuine.
He likes me.
So confused right now. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yes, Kalanthos definitely detected he was a celestial evil creature of some kind.
Oh dear.
Kalanthos is just going to stiffen up at the head of the steps.
What happened?
Put an arm on Oh, Jesus. I just sigh his shoulder and just like grab it really hard. There is something not right about that man.
What do you mean?
Nothing that he did made sense. He is both evil and angelic. The magic he used required no holy symbol.
Can this be done by a mortal being?
Not that I know of. The magic, my magic, requires holy symbols. And Kalanthas is going to like just pull up his like red bands that he keeps on his arms.
Maybe
He
he's a
produced
god.
none.
Or a demigod or whatever.
Why would a god stay here in this cottage forsaken place?
It could be the reason why Strahd has no hold here. It could be that the abbot has some sway that Strahd himself cannot defeat.
Which definitely got to talk to him.
Orchid seems to speak faster than me.
But
I agree with her.
I'm weary of this man.
We should be wary, but we should also learn as much as possible.
And so the abbot turns and starts walking back towards the abbey. And as he does, you can hear the bell tower in the abbey just boom, boom. And as it's like dinging in the abbey, you can start to hear these like wild sounds coming from the abbey, just like
That's weird.
like you just hear these like psychotic like ramblings of things coming from the abbey. And what's especially interesting is no one seems fazed by this. The Baron, the Baroness, the guards, no one seems to pay any mind to this happening.
And then I would say to Cal, be like, did you hear those strange noises?
It did. There is something unwholesome about the abbot. I don't like it.
No, neither do I. What should we do?
I think we should approach with caution, but we definitely have a chance to learn more about maybe powers to defeat Strahd. If this guy can oppose Strahd, we definitely need to learn how and why. Or maybe he can be of help to us to defeat Strahd with the right exchange. I don't know, he might want something. Being scared is not gonna help anybody. It's not gonna make us defeat Strahd being scared. We have to take risks.
Definitely.
Well, maybe the abbot might know about the wolves. It could be a nice lead into a conversation with him.
I'm gonna put my hand in Orchid's forehead and be, you agreed with me, are you okay?
What?
No, you said that you agree with me. That's why I was confused.
About what?
About the fact that we need to learn more. Anyway, it's okay.
I said this before you did.
It's okay. You can think that way. But. Okay. What are we doing? Are we going now, or do we want to see more of the city before?
Well, I don't know.
I wonder if this guy is the fifth card. Your enemy is a creature of darkness whose powers are beyond mortality. This card will lead you to him. He lurks in the darkness where the morning light once shone, a sacred place.
What kind of abbey is it? Do we know? Like, is it to that sun god, or is it a different god? Because most.
You do not know outright, but you could certainly like ask people if you wanted to.
Okay. I think we should ask the burgomaster what the abbey is too, and then we would maybe have a little more information before we go anywhere.
Yeah. Who are you guys asking?
I think Augie should ask the burgomaster. She's just nicer. Like, I'm so sour. Like,
Yeah, so I'll ask the burgomaster. Do you happen to know the abbey, what particular god it is they pray to or worship or whatever?
And the Baron is kind of like at a loss for words as to what's going on as he's like looking down at the ground at his like suddenly resurrected son.
Oh shoot, his son. Yeah.
He's like, a little bit of time before you know.
So is like the sun legitimately is the sun whole and like normal? Like everything
you didn't detect any
good about
undead.
him?
Yeah, the kid seems fine.
Yeah, so like he appears completely normal in like function and thought, and like nothing about him is off as far as you can tell. The thing that is off is that his eyes are just like beaming with light to the point where you can't see them. Like, but aside from that, he appears as he was or would have been expected to be.
I would lean into Cal and be like, I've never seen this sort of magic. Is that normal? Is that forever?
I'm not sure. I imagine it is probably permanent.
So yeah.
He doesn't answer my question then?
What did you explicitly ask again? I'm sorry.
What god the Abbey is focused on, worships, whatever.
Yeah. He goes, the Abbey was always a place of worship for the Morning Lord. And I do not know the origins of the abbot himself, but I've always assumed he was a messenger, a servant, a deity, I'm not sure. But he appears at home at the place for the Morning Lord there.
Yes, he does appear to have more power than the normal priest.
Very curious.
Okay, well, I'll let you enjoy your reunion with your son. Congratulations.
And he kind of like looks at you as before you try and like exit the conversation, and he's just like very deadpan looking at Ogge's eyes with his hands on your shoulders. He's been here for over a century, and he hasn't aged a day. I was told stories from my father, who he heard from his. The abbot has always been here, and he's never changed. Please, do not tread lightly. He appears good and well-meaning, but the sounds coming from the Abbey, his supernatural behaviors, I don't know what's happening.
If you don't mind me asking, has ever Strahd or any of his followers set foot in this place in the last 100 years?
Well,
as far as you know.
As far as Krezk is concerned, I'm not so sure if he stood here, but the Abbey of Saint Markovia specifically, is named after a priest of the Morning Lord. This priest gathered forces and tried to fight Strahd himself, and Markovia and her most loyal followers stormed the castle, only to all be destroyed. So, this place has no history of being friends with Strahd. That's all I know.
Thank you for your insight. All right, we'll be back later. We're going to go chat with the abbot, but I'll take your warning very seriously. I won't take it lightly. We'll have our eyes wide open.
And at this note, was saying eyes wide open, he kind of like looks at his son Ilya again, and he kind of like hangs his head in almost like shame, it seems like. But then he looks back at you and he says, yes, please do.
Don't be ashamed. His eyes are beautiful.
He goes, I certainly won't need a campfire at night, I guess. He's like holding back tears.
What age is the son, roughly?
He would appear to be like a early teenager.
Okay.
But yeah, just as like a quick thing, you know, the abbot did mention that all of his, the Baron's children were dead except for this one. So yeah, this would not appear to be his only child, just was the last remaining alive one until just now.
Well, that's sad.
Must be some kind of curse or I don't know. Just really unlucky, I guess. All right, can we go?
Yes, I think we should go to the Abbey.
Okay. So yeah, as you guys are walking around the town, as you get a little bit further in, you can kind of like see that there's like a very strong and winding hill. So like the pathway, I'm sure you can see it on the map. It's like, you'd have to take this very long, windy path to get up to the mountaintop here to reach the abbey. But then I can take you to...
Never a good sign when there's a map.
So say I can take you to said abbey. Let me slap you guys on the board here. Casual slapping NPCs on a map music.
Slapping people on the board is not nice,
Bloop, bloop.
That's harassment.
You said it was St. Markovia?
Yes, St. Markovia, yes. Doing a little thing real quick.
Called TPK.
Just doing that. And then Wonder Twin Powers activate. Hopefully you guys are loading onto a new map.
Yep, it's loading.
Excellent. Everyone survived the transition to the new map?
It's getting there.
It's trying.
Okay, I see it.
All right. So as you guys load in here, and you are kind of like at a gate similar to the one that you found at the entrance to Krezk itself, the road from the village climbs above the mist to the wide ledge on which the abbey is perched. A light dusting of snow covers the trees and the rocky earth. The gravel road passes between two small stone outbuildings to either side of which stretches a 5-foot-high, 3-foot-thick wall of jumbled stones held together with mortar. Blocking the road are iron gates attached to the outbuildings by rusty hinges. They appear to be unlocked. Viewed through the gates, the stone abbey stands quiet. Its two wings are joined by a 15-foot-high curtain wall. A belfry protrudes from the rooftop of the closer north wing, which also sports a chimney billowing gray smoke.
What's the time of day, by the way? Is it like near dusk, morning?
This is kind of like midday at this point. So like, 1, 2 p.m., something like that.
I think like proceeding with caution, as everybody has agreed. Saya could be in front to like kind of maybe spot out danger better than we can. The rest of
I don't
us.
think Saya likes walking in the front.
I know.
I think you've all kind of noticed that I'm not great at perception checks. I'm good at stealth, but I'm not good at perception.
That's what I meant. You can go there a little
I can
bit
stealth
more
ahead.
unnoticed
nosy
and
around.
kind of
I'm just gonna
scout.
start walking up towards the
Yeah.
door. I've already asked them if we can come.
Yeah, they know we're coming.
But we don't know what we expect.
I think he's
Regardless,
gonna
we're
have
gonna
traps
face.
outside. I mean, come on.
I mean,
We'll walk carefully, but not stealthily, if that makes sense.
He's not the
we
kind
can-
of person who needs traps outside.
I'm not talking about traps as immobile objects. I'm talking about other kind of alive traps. But regardless, let's get the move on.
I just want to
Doesn't
walk up
make a
and knock on the
difference.
door.
Yeah, Augie just is like chop, chop, chop.
So yeah, what are you guys explicitly doing as you kind
I'm
of...
just
Go ahead.
keeping an eye out to like see what's going ahead, like make sure there's no murder holes or whatever trying to murder us.
I'm walking up with confidence because he said we could come visit.
I'm
so-
preparing a spell at this point because I don't know what's gonna go through the door when we open the door. I can imagine the worst and the best at the same time. Well, if something comes with like vengeance and wants to attack any of the guys that try to open the door, I want to cast a witch bolt at it.
I'm staying with Cal.
Yeah, I'll take the head, and then, I mean, that's basically lead the party.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I'll
if
be up
he
there with
invited
Cal.
us.
Okay, so someone's just going up to the gate to open it?
Yep.
Is there like a knocker or there's a person standing there or?
No, you do not see anyone like up in the guard towers, or you do not see like any kind of, like mechanism. It's literally just kind of like a backyard gate kind of situation where it's not
we
like
can
this.
Open it ourselves?
Yeah, you guys could definitely open it if you wanted to.
So I'll open it.
All right, so as you go up to the gate and you start pushing it open, you can just hear this like aggressive squealing, like squeaking sound, just like.
We need to tell the abbot he needs to oil this thing.
And with this sound, suddenly you can kind of hear a couple voices from up inside the actual towers, just like, and a couple faces poke over to look at you both. And let me show you guys what they look like.
Oh God.
Oh, they're wolves.
They're half wolves?
Oh, this may be the den of wolves.
Oh, are they mongrel men?
So you see these two people appear with their faces over the edge. Yeah, there's like the one man has like feral features where he's almost got like the snout of like a wolf, and like one of his ears is turned into a wolf, and you can see his tail wagging behind him, but he otherwise has the features of a man. And similarly, the other one, while he's cloaked, you can see his like furry face, his furry arm, his almost like reptilian hands. And you can hear one of them, the one with like the shovel in his hand, kind of like bark out at you and say, "Hey, who goes there?"
Hello, we just met the abbot. He said we could come and chat.
And the cloaked one looks down at you and says, "You've met the abbot, did you?"
Yes.
Otto, he says they's met the abbot. I'm not so sure about that. What's he look like then? What's the abbot look like?
Well, he's pretty tall. He has like a white cloak. We were just at the burgomaster's house and he brought the burgomaster's son back to life.
And who would lie about something like that? I don't think anybody from the village would dare set a foot in this place, as far as we've been told at least. So what purpose would they have to lie about this? I don't trust any of you, but you seem to have met the abbot. I think I'm gonna go get him. You stay here. You stay here.
I assure you we only have the best intentions.
Did a nature check to see if Moonpoon knows what kind of creatures are those? Are they like creatures that I simply don't know, or are they part of an experiment or some kind of mutation that happened?
Yeah, with the 17, I'll go as far as saying like you have definitely heard of specific humans that have gone through like various transformations where they're like a mix of, bestial properties and like humanoid properties. You don't know much more than that, but you do get a sense that like you've heard of these kinds of things before, referred to as mongrel folk, as Carl said.
Mongrel.
Lovely.
I say that to the party as well, so they know.
Okay, just make sure not to treat them any different just because they look different. That doesn't necessarily mean they're evil.
They didn't seem hostile. They
I
seemed
think they're
scared.
just cautious.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on in this place.
So with this, the one named Otto, the guy with the shovel, he like kind of like leaps off the top of the tower down to the ground, and he's kind of like hobbling, like not quite full forearms, like on the ground, walking like a dog, but he's kind of like taking a couple steps and using his other arm that has the bestial properties to kind of like upright him as he's kind of like hobbling across the ground. And you see him like take off down in this direction. And opens up a door, hops on in, closes behind him, leaving you with just the one that was called Siegfried.
Siegfried.
What purpose do you all have with Zabbit anyway?
Well, we're trying to get help in our battle against Strahd. We thought that he might be of help to us.
Zabbit is very helpful.
That's not to everybody, that's for sure. Come, follow me, I will take you.
And he also kind of like leaps off the tower and like beckons for you guys to follow.
Didn't your friend said we should wait here for him to bring him to us?
And he kind of looks back at all of you and says,
Does Otto strike you as someone that you should listen to and take orders from? Little dim in the head, don't you think?
We just want to make sure not to make any wrong moves here. We don't want anyone to think we have malicious intent.
I outrank Otto. You will be fine with me. Come now.
Okay, I'll follow him.
Insight.
Yeah.
I want to know if we're going into a trap or not, guys. Like, we've never been here before, and we're following random people that say it's okay to enter.
Yeah, with a 19, Moonpoon detects that this was less than truthful.
This guy is telling a lie. He doesn't have that authority. I don't know what his plan is, but everybody stay on guard.
I'm always on
Okay,
guard.
should we maybe stay here then?
I don't know. If we decide to move, we should be on the lookout.
And Siegfried is again like beckoning to all of you.
Come now. You follow Siegfried.
Let's move because we're gonna raise more suspicion if we don't.
Yeah,
But
okay.
just be aware of your surroundings the whole time.
All right,
Where
so
are you going to take us, Siegfried?
We're walking into a trap. Love it.
Siegfried will take you to Abbott. Take you to the area where Abbott would be. Otto will surely bring him to main area. I bring you there.
Maybe I need to be in front because I'm a little bit more bulky, and Saya can be behind me, so she can have a better understanding. I don't know.
Siegfried, are you leading us into a trap?
with this, Siegfried kind of like smiles and he looks back at you and he says,
No trap.
and he keeps walking.
I'm a little worried that you might be lying. Maybe we should wait here for Otto.
Oh, you don't trust Siegfried?
Well, I want to trust you.
It's
then,
okay.
then just do it.
And he keeps walking.
I mean, it's as dangerous to stay here as to walk inside, basically, Ogits. We're gonna face what we're
I don't
gonna
want to
face
start
regardless.
this whole thing off with a fight because I don't know what effect that's going to have on the abbot helping us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the whole abbot is gonna attack us if they want. It's not on our hand; it's on theirs.
All right. So, do we follow or do we stay here?
I think we should follow,
I think we
but
should
be
follow him.
cautious around us.
All right, we'll follow.
Yes, you follow Siegfried. Yes.
He continues.
Siegfried, I'm going to say again, please don't lead us into a trap. We are only here to get help.
Alianthas intimidate him into submission.
No intimidation, please.
No, do it. Do it.
Oh my god.
I don't
We have
think
to
that
play
this
this
would
very
serve us
carefully.
the best.
Yeah.
And Siegfried again is kind of like walking towards the same place that Otto had before, and he keeps beckoning that you follow.
Come on, don't get too far away from
I
Siegfried.
mean, do we have to say that we are aware of our surroundings more than usual whilst we walk, or is it something that we don't have to say?
If you guys want to do anything more than like passive perception, definitely let me know.
If we see something
I'll
out of
do
place
passive
or
perception.
some kind of movement, I want to do a perception. But if I don't see some kind of movement, I don't.
I'll keep my passive perception.
Augage again with these like murderous perceptions.
Adam.
A 4. Yeah, so you're not like finding anything that's like overly like interesting about this area. You can kind of see this like pathway through the snow that's leading to the main door, but you're not like seeing anything that looks out of place. You don't feel like you're being watched. You don't feel like there's any traps.
The place we're going to is the main door.
Yes, there's
Okay.
like 2 main swinging doors there. I'll read
Okay.
you that.
I don't
quick.
feel as bad about that if we're just going to the main door then.
Yeah, like this area right here where Siegfried is standing. So the flavor text here is a 15-foot high curtain wall joins the abbey's two wings. Behind its battlements, two guards stand at the attention, their features obscured by fog. Below them... What? Is this? Yeah, okay. Just making sure. I was like, wait a minute. Below them, set into the wall, is a pair of 10-foot tall wooden doors reinforced with bands of steel. And to the right of these doors, mounted on the wall, is a tarnished copper plaque. The plaque reads, "May her light cure all illness."
Can I roll like a knowledge to identify that phrase?
It is a religion.
Like a religion?
Yeah, you guys can give me religion checks if you'd like to get a little more on that.
Religion
Well,
check.
that's not good. Of course.
That's how you Western not wanting.
Yeah, so with this, like, you're not really sure about this, but you definitely would recall seeing like this phrase within the church at Valaki, the "May her light cure all illness."
Wait, with a natural 20, I'm not sure.
It's more that these are like foreign like deities, not so much that you would have run into them. But yeah, you would definitely remember that, like, you've seen these phrases in reference to like the Morning Lord.
Yeah, so this speaks for the Morning Lord. We've seen stuff like that in Velaki, as far as I can remember.
Okay, so I guess we're following him in.
It's as good as staying here. Basically, we'll walk through there regardless. Let's do it now. We're at least aware that something's going on.
So yeah, Siegfried will open the doors and he will push inside like aggressively.
And we see what happens before we enter the door? What is inside, or is it darkness?
Yeah, so like when you peer into the main double doors, you can see that the thick fog that fills this courtyard swirls. Remember, this is kind of like the empty space between two big buildings. The thick fog that fills this courtyard swirls as if eager to escape. The courtyard is surrounded by a 15-foot high curtain wall at which stand several guards with their backs to you, or so it seemed at first. It's clear now that these guards are merely scarecrows. Wooden doors to the north and east lead to the abbey's two wings. In the center of the courtyard is a stone well fitted with an iron winch, to which a rope and bucket are attached. Along the perimeter, tucked under the overhanging wall, are several stone sheds with padlocked wooden doors, as well as 3 shallow alcoves that contain wooden troughs. 2 wooden posts pounded into the rocky earth have iron rings bolted to them, and chained to one of them is a short humanoid with bat wings and spider mandibles. The quiet is shattered by horrible screams coming from inside the sheds.
That's not worrisome at all.
Super wholesome.
All right, well, I'll walk in and I'll say, "Oh, hi, Abbot."
I see you've made it. Welcome.
Yes, thanks for inviting us.
Yes, welcome to the Abbey of Saint Markovia. But to what do I owe the pleasure of our visit so promptly after meeting before?
Well, there's not a whole lot else in this town to do, and to be honest, we have a mission, and I think you might be able to help us with it.
Pray tell, what mission is it that you have?
We're trying to take down Strahd so we can escape Barovia.
And with this, his eyes narrow like really sharply.
Take down Strahd, you say?
Yes.
Interesting.
Unless there's another way out of Barovia. But it seems like there's a lot of people trapped here.
And why would you want to leave such a place as Barovia?
This is not our home.
It's a wonderful place, but, you know, I have a home elsewhere, and people that miss me, and I miss them, and I can't escape.
I don't much have a home, but I don't like being trapped.
And hearing you guys talking about being trapped, you can almost like see this like wave of memory like hitting him. He's kind of standing there like just like pondering things as you say all this.
Yes, I can understand how being in Barovia would feel as though you are trapped, but it is not so bad when you've been here.
You've been here for hundreds of years.
So,
are you something like a deity of this place?
Why, I wouldn't go as far as calling me a deity, but let's just say that I, too, am not from this place, and yet I inhabit here, just as you do.
The reason is?
Well, I choose to be here.
That's
Why?
fair.
I was sent by Saint Markovia herself, and we opened this abbey, and I've been faithfully serving ever since.
So what is the nature of your servanthood? I saw that you had helped the burgomaster with his son. Is that the kind of stuff you do here?
These rituals can be performed. This is not some major feat for myself, but it is not one that I do carelessly. The Baron and his family are a treasure here. They've been running Krezk as long as I've been here. They were instilled in power when we opened up the abbey, and they've remained in power. And I look to see that they stay in power.
Why?
Sure.
What purpose does it serve? Any family can rule a town. Why them?
Not every family can rule. I'm sure as you spend more time in Barovia, you will see. Not everyone is worthy. Not everyone
we saw
has a
the
soul.
burgomaster over at Balaki was the worst.
Yes, special one, that one.
Well, he's dead.
Well, yes, he's got an unfortunate case of death.
Interesting. Death.
And he kind of like just looks down and he says,
Interesting indeed.
So, what is your purpose in this place, if we are allowed to ask?
Why, I am the steward of this place. I run it. I have my friends here, as I'm sure you've met. I'm sure you've said hello to Otto and Siegfried.
Indeed.
Yes.
You have avoided
They were
my
quite
answer.
welcoming.
You have
It would be
avoided
hard
to
not to
answer,
miss
though.
them.
What is the purpose of you choosing this specific place in this specific town? Is there a purpose, or was it just a fluke?
This is where I've been. We opened up this cathedral to honor Markovia, and I've remained ever since. But there are other things that I've been doing here. Would you like to see?
Yes.
Is it safe to see?
Oh, I think it's very safe to see. I'm quite excited to show you.
Insight.
Insight, yeah. Even August will insight
Mhm.
that one.
22, finally.
anyone else rolling it?
Yeah.
I mean, we have a 22. I don't feel like rolling it now.
But not one. Saya's like,
Wow,
I
I got
idea.
2 nat ones in a row. So
Oh, wow.
Damn.
Me and
Wow.
Olga are like, yep, let's trust this guy. La, la.
You're like,
August would
I-
probably
I-
say that anyways, but
You're like, yeah. Yeah, so no one's getting like a super strong read. Obviously, the circumstances are kind of odd, but Kalanthos explicitly, for some reason, does believe he's being genuine.
I know my barometer is not exactly the best when it comes to trusting people, but I don't believe he's lying.
I mean, he didn't actually answer anything. He's just using like generalizations.
well, let's see what he's working on. He's obviously a man of great power.
What is your relationship with Strahd? I'm telling him that as we walk. Like, I don't want him like to stop flat-footed.
Yeah, so
He goes, Strahd and I have in agreement. He is stuck here as it appears everyone is. He's cursed to these lands as he rules them. But I believe I have the answer to get him free.
And he continues walking down this way.
And I guess this is what you want to show to us.
To free him in what way? To cure his vampirism?
And Strahd is as much a victim of Barovia as anyone. He just has the power to rule here while he is trapped. But I believe we can return him to his former glory. He just needs to be free of this curse.
And he opens the door, and he kind of like continues just walking with his like back to all of you.
I could be open to that option.
That option might be death, as far as you know.
Well, we have to hear him out. He's not done.
Yeah.
If Strahd were to be freed of this, do you think that the fog would lift to let us out? Or does he not even have any control over the fog?
The fog is very troublesome to everybody. It is what seems to keep this place a trap for Strahd himself and a trap for everyone else. Minus the Velaki, of course.
Vistani, I'm sorry.
The Vistani, of course.
Do you happen to know who controls this fog?
I think the powers that control this fog are either Strahd himself or whatever made Strahd.
And he's continuing to walk.
Is anybody following or am I going by myself?
No, I'm going. I'm just sorry. I'm listening.
Oh, yeah. Wait, it says it's a wall? Wait.
The door should be open for you to walk through.
You have to like go through the door and then you can move.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of at a weird angle, so that might be why. And as he sees you all enter the room, he goes, "Behold, the way that I believe we can free Strahd." And he like points across the table, and what you see across the table is the shape of a woman, but you can see that there's like clumps of flesh that are like sewn together almost. It's just like, you know, there's like a tan piece of a face here and then a misshapen, like paler face piece here. The hair is kind of like tufty and brown over here and then blonde over here. You can see the arms are like different sizes and shapes. It's almost as if this person was like pieced together from many bodies.
Is this
your name
an
Buffalo
undead?
Bill? What is she?
I believe she would be a bride for Strahd.
Oh, I see. Do you think he's into this kind of woman?
Well, she is crude currently, but I am teaching her the finer points of etiquette to try and be a suitable mate for Strahd.
What's the point of this? What are you getting at?
Why would that fix Strahd? Why? I'm very confused.
Is this like a fairy tale? He just needs love to turn back? Because I don't know.
I believe this curse is something that Strahd is trapped by himself, and I believe that if we can get him united with someone to be married, I believe that this would be enough to bring him back, to no longer be cursed. That is what I was told.
I want to...
Told by who?
Slightly...
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
I want to slightly nudge to Calientas and whoever is behind me, like to check on the door if it closes abruptly or something like that. Is the door closed behind us, by the way?
No, the door's still open.
Okay. I just want him like to nudge to have an eye on the door if it closes abruptly or something.
Okay. Yeah.
That's told. I was told by Strahd as I learned of his lost love.
His lost love?
Who's
Would
his
that be
lost love?
Arena?
I do not know an arena, but his lost love was Titania. She was his love, and his love was not returned, and Strahd seems to be tormented by this. And as you know, in Barovia, when you die, you don't truly die. The souls of those who die inherit the bodies of the new. So Strahd's beloved surely will inherit this place if she doesn't already walk amongst us.
I wonder if she's in
Arena.
Wait a minute. What you're saying is if we die in this accursed place, we don't actually get to leave. We remain here for eternity.
Why, yes, my child. Everyone in Barovia is been here for as long as they've been here. Nobody leaves Barovia. But there is hope. There are those with souls, and they are the more sprightly. They can change things. I just need to get the soul of Tatiana into this flesh.
Oh.
No.
How do you, if you were to take the soul of Tatiana and put it into this woman, what would happen to the person who currently has the soul?
I don't believe souls can be pushed into people like this, but that is what I'm trying to do.
So she would have to die?
That is the way of Barovia as far as I'm aware. But if there's anything I can do to infuse the soul of Tatiana into Vasilka here, I shall do it. I will reunite Strahd with his bride, and maybe we can all be free.
How do you know this will work?
It must. I believe it must.
So it's just a suggestion you're making to yourself to believe that you are right, because you are so desperate.
You watch your tongue, Mr. Half-Orc.
I would jab him in the gut and be like, stop it.
I don't like this dude. He's full of himself.
We are in his territory. We don't need to be disrespectful.
Surely you all see the power that I have. Just look at this animated flesh before you that I've made. Look at all the people around you here with different traits. They all aspired to be more like the beasts, and I have allowed them to be this way. I believe I alone have the power to reunite Strahd with his bride and maybe save us all.
But you said you didn't want to leave, right?
I will not leave until my duty is done.
You're just a puppet master trying to play God with puppets and humans.
And with this...
I thought you would be the solution, but you're just us problem.
Moonpoon.
So with Moonpoon saying this, the abbot stops, looking over at Vasilka as he's named this bag of flesh, and he turns towards all of you, and you see a pair of wings sprout from underneath the cloak and spread out wide, and he says, "I may not be a god, but I am descended from them, and I will serve my purpose."
So,
Deva?
Yeah, I think it's a Deva.
So I'm gonna do a religion check because our characters don't know what.
No, our characters don't know, but I'm like,
and maybe we can explain to Bill what we know as players, what the Deva is.
I probably won't
religion check or
religion, I guess.
Yeah, I would give
nature.
I would give a religion if you're looking to discover the origins here.
Sarah wants to know.
Let's be honest. Are we gonna betray Irina to give them to this guy to blend their souls?
I just wanted to get the information how it works. I definitely, August would never do that.
It doesn't work. It's in his mind. He thinks it would
But
work.
the theory behind it, the fact that Strahd has told this man that he's stuck here because of he's trying to get reunited with his love.
What we got as information is pretty important. Is it wasn't Strahd's choice to stay here. He might also like want to get.
Yeah, so there might be a way to clear this all up without having to like
So this
kill
guy's
him.
definitely.
There could be like a redemption arc.
Should we go to dinner with Strahd?
I know that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Evil.
That might be the
Talk
best
to him?
next step.
This guy's definitely evil though, and he's gonna take down Irina if we don't
Well,
stop him.
Yeah, so if he's definitely evil, stop poking him.
Yeah.
We need to get rid of him.
Oh.
We're
Okay.
gonna hurt Irina if we don't get rid of him.
He doesn't know where Arena is, and we haven't told him.
He knows a lot.
Yeah, with all of
So-
your religion checks, by the way, no one is quite sure what this is.
Really? Oh my god.
Yeah. They're not exactly common.
True, but still.
Surely you understand that what you're doing here is abominations. You're creating them.
They are not abominations. These people came to me for help, and I helped them. I gave them what they wanted. This form is what they chose, and I
These mongrels.
gave
Yes.
it to them.
But what about this? And he's gonna refer to the flesh golem that he's
Basilica?
creating. This is an abomination.
This
What?
is necessary. That's what this is. I will help Strahd be free of this. That is my purpose. That is my duty here.
And what if it doesn't work?
What if he doesn't
then?
want her?
I
Then it will
will
all have been in vain.
make it work. You will see. I have the power to do this. I know it.
I think we have seen enough. We don't
Well.
need to stay with this madman any longer.
All right, Your Holiness, we certainly do not want to agitate you in any way. Thank you so much for all of this information. I'm definitely going to take it to heart. You've already kind of given me something to think about.
And
I'm not just meaning that, like, I'm not so sure that killing Strahd is the answer anymore. I think there might be another avenue we can take.
And with you saying this, his wings kind of like pull back underneath his robe.
Your wings are beautiful, by the way.
It's been a while since I have seen them myself. But yes, they are quite lovely.
I wish I could have some.
Stay in the abbey and maybe I could get you some.
Don't
No,
say
I want
things like that in
I
front
want
of
like
him.
legit ones, not like, yeah.
Yours, the fake ones.
Anyway, I don't want to do anything to piss this guy off. So,
I understand
s-
your situation perfectly. And Cal's just gonna he's just gonna look deflated.
I'm gonna look at Calienthas very confused. You understand this? This guy creating corpses, carcasses. This goes against everything you believe. Also,
I'm going to
I
get
would
this
think.
rude guy out of here. I'm sure you won't mind that. Thank you for your hospitality.
Well, yes, you're quite welcome, but did you not have something you required? Some information?
Well, we were asking about Strahd. You've already given us kind of some insight into what might lift the curse, a way that doesn't require killing him. I did want to ask, we were given some Taroka cards to lead us towards things that might help us. And the fifth one says, he lurks in the darkness where the morning light once shone, a sacred place. And I was wondering if that might be referring to this abbey.
The light of the Morning Lord does not shine here anymore. This is true. But I do not believe that place would be here.
Do you have any idea where it might be?
I wouldn't be positive, but surely Castle Ravenloft itself could fall under such a title.
Yeah.
That's fair. What about a den of wolves nearby? Do you know anything about that?
Well, I wouldn't call it a den of wolves as much as I would call it a den of werewolves. They refuge up north, just above Krezk.
Hmm.
Do they cause?
That's very helpful because we definitely have to go there. What about the mother who gave birth to evil?
Does this mean the mother of Strahd, maybe?
That sounds as good of a guess as any.
Do you know anything about where is she buried at Castle Ravenloft or?
Yes,
No.
they would be buried at Castle
Why does
Ravenloft,
everything
but
lead there?
I would
What
not,
about? Sorry, go ahead.
I would not put so much emphasis on these silly traditions of the Vistani, but if you must, yes, that does sound like they would be buried at Castle Ravenloft if that is what you seek.
What's up with the Vistani? Why is it that they can come and go?
Word has it that they helped Strahd at some point in time, and they've formed a mutual respect for one another.
But why can they leave and he can't?
That is Strahd's curse.
Is it that he won't leave because he's looking for Tatiana?
No, with Strahd, he cannot leave.
But he can control the fog for other people to leave?
I do not believe Strahd has direct control of the fog, but perhaps he does. But he certainly does not seem to be able to pass through it. This much I know.
Right. Okay. Did we have anything else we wanted to ask him?
I don't think so. He
Okay.
seems quite powerful, though. He's a good person to just keep in mind if we need things.
One
Yeah.
point trying very hard to look cool.
Okay. Is there anything you think we might need to know other than what you've already told us?
What you need to know is to not get in the way of Strahd or myself. That is all I can tell you. You seem like a sprightly bunch, but I'm not fully sure of your intentions. You ask a lot of questions, but I do not know your purpose.
Our purpose is to leave
Yes,
Barovia.
that is a
My
common
purpose,
theme.
I want to help as many people as I can.
Well then, you could help me now by giving me some time to think. I bid you adieu.
And he turns and
Very well.
walks towards Vasilka over there.
We're
Thank
gonna
you
leave,
again.
like, back out slowly.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
gonna
Believe-
whisper. I'm gonna whisper to the party. Are we gonna leave this madman? And what if he hurts Irina? Are you guys
She
okay
doesn't
with
know
that?
where
No.
she
Okay.
is, so let's
Let's just
leave.
go. And on the way out, I want to say goodbye to Otto and Siegfried.
And what if she finds out where they are? What then?
That's
We're not
not
gonna
a
He
be
didn't
word.
even
even be
ask
there.
us.
That's insane. I didn't think you guys were cowards.
Not cowards, we're just not stupid.
There's no point. We have no idea what we face against.
I think we
There
take
is.
it one
Makes sense.
step
I
at a
also
time.
experience.
You
I
experienced what?
What crap? What tells the word? Commiserate.
Vision.
I have some level of compassion against the abbot. I understand his situation.
In what way?
Leave it at that. Thank you.
Insight on Calientas. Yeah, I wanna like Moonpun is curious about what he meant by that.
17?
I guess if there is any like thing that I could understand from what he said.
You were muted, Carl, if you were saying something just then.
I said, you know the situation. Is 17 enough to know something?
I'd say that's worth a something something. Not like a whole something something, but a something something.
Oh, interesting.
Well, I think it's plenty obvious by now that Kalanthas might not be entirely good.
No.
or at least he's trying to be. But
I mean, his
maybe
reactions
some
in this
darkness mixed
instance,
in there too.
yeah, his reaction in this instance, at least in Moonpoon, it seemed very weird that he wasn't like completely opposed to the Force like that. If he was totally good.
Yeah, you definitely feel like just some sort of just sadness from Kalanthas after seeing the abbot.
Like he kind of reminisced of something of his. Kind of. Okay. Interesting.
All right. Moonpoon, actually, give me an Arcana check on Kalanthas.
Can I have advantage?
No.
I'm greedy. No.
12.
Good.
Nothing.
It wasn't good enough. I felt it wasn't good enough.
All right. Yeah. So you guys said you were leaving and saying goodbye to Otto and Siegfried is what I believe.
I'm saying goodbye to Otto and Siegfried.
Saya's just straight out of that place. She wants nothing more to do with it.
I think I'm the only one friendly enough to do that.
Do they look scared, afraid? Like, do they look like they want to get out of here but they can't?
No, you definitely didn't get like that kind of impression.
Okay.
Like,
They definitely seemed like they were happy to be there.
yeah, you got kind of like a, we rule the roost kind of vibe from them, like very like cocksure and like confident and peppy, little chaotic.
Same as me. Okay. Okay, I dig that.
Yeah, Cal's just gonna look at them as like just abject pity as he leaves. He's just like, poor bastards.
Saya would stick next to Cal.
Too bad I have to murder them to clean them, or to purge them.
Are you guys doing anything else here, or are you just immediately vacating?
I think we're going to vacate and look for the Den of Wolves.
Okay.
Maybe?
Yes? No?
Yeah, unless it's too late to go wandering out.
It's like, like later in the afternoon now, but it's probably like 3 or 4 p.m.
I could go.
Any place is better than this Forsaken place.
So yeah, we could probably go looking for the wolves, I guess.
Yeah.
I still don't feel good about this. I have a bad feeling that we left this guy unchecked.
We know about
We couldn't
him,
check
which is
in
good.
anyways. I don't think we would have won. We wouldn't have won a battle.
Yes, that would have been a very hard fight, and one would not have won.
You guys believe less in our powers than you should.
I think
Let's
we
level
need to
up
be
a couple more
careful.
times, then we'll go.
Guys, this is not like a metagaming thing.
Yeah.
Like, we see something that won't hurt Irina if he gets hurt.
You're the one who
Sounds
thinks he
bad.
wants to hurt Arena.
And also, Saya gives not a toss about Arena.
True, but he wants to take Irina's soul from her body and put it in a corpse.
Cool, if that gets us out of Barovia, Saya is all for it.
I thought Orchids and maybe Calientes would feel differently about that, but
He didn't say anything that seemed to threaten Arena, or that he even understands what that Arena exists.
I think once he understands the connection between Arena and
if he knew that we
Yeah.
think Arena might have Tatiana's soul inside her,
Then she's in danger, but we didn't see anything.
but we didn't say that to him.
True.
Right, but it sounds like he's pretty buddy-buddy with Strahd. Strahd's
Yeah.
been pretty keen on getting Arena. I'm pretty sure he's probably like, hey, should get that girl and kill her. I'm sure that'll make your little flesh doll real good. Huh?
Oh my
Should
god.
kill her.
Yeah, we not good person, but not somebody you really want to fight with.
Oh.
Been around for like 100 years.
What you got, Kalanthas?
No, that's exactly what Strahd's doing. He's slowly egging the abbot on. That's what's probably making him evil. Because he's just like, hey, why don't you do this to try and cure me, huh? But it'll work. Murder this person. Maybe this time it'll work.
Yeah, that guy pissed me off 200 years ago. Kill him. Oh no, I'm still evil.
Yeah.
Dang it.
This Dave is probably the house guest that just won't leave, and Strahd's just like, you know what? You won't leave? I'm just going to completely wreck you.
My behavior might have been a bit out of line, but
You think?
I just can't take it with people that think that they are stronger than God. They seem so cocky. I don't know. He got on my nerves.
I know, but you could have gotten us all killed.
I mean, I still believe we're stronger than him, but I guess that could be an option.
Well,
I'm not surprised that you think you're stronger than a angel thing.
Yeah, and we don't know how many people were in that abbey. All we saw was the 2 guards and him. Who's to say what else he's created?
I'll pick up Orgit and toss her a little bit in the air. You see how strong I am. You have no
tiny.
doubt about me. Yeah, and I'm so big. And
That's like doing a bench press with one of the little tiny weights on each end.
Moonpoon, try the same with Calanthus, and then I'll be impressed.
I'm not touching this guy.
Yeah, I mean, you certainly heard a bunch of pounding and banging coming from behind wooden doors in that place. So I mean, you don't know what was going on in there, but it was definitely more than just the 2 guards and the abbot.
For sure, could be a dozen or something, but still, yeah.
No, we could not have taken him. I don't care how strong you think you are.
You never know.
If Orgit thought of that, I'm okay. I just don't want us to think outside of the game. If Orgit thought that, that's okay.
August was trying to be respectful and do things the peaceful way the entire time.
Makes sense.
I ain't never seen anything like that, and she noped out there as hard as possible.
Yep. So we're saying we're debating all this out of game whilst we walk to the den of wolves.
Yeah. Well, whilst we walk out. And
we're living there. Yeah.
Yeah. So, so then is your guys' plan to do anything in town, or you guys just want to immediately start heading up north?
Well, that was what I was kind of wondering, if it was too late to get started on anything.
There's no
we should wait and do it in the
anything,
morning, or
we're either going back to Beggar's master's house or we're going there. Basically, that's what the 2 options right now. Right?
Yeah, so we either go back and sleep and then go in the morning, but it's almost barely dark in Barovia, so it's
It is up to you guys.
What do you guys think? Should
I
we
feel
go straight there or sleep?
We are rested. We are rested enough to go now. I don't think we should go back.
Yeah, I'm not worried about being rested as much as I am about being out there in the dark.
But it's kind of always twilight, so
yeah. Okay, fair enough.
We
I'll do whatever you guys want to do.
Did we today? I mean, I've burned about 3 divine senses, but whatever.
We haven't done anything other than that since we last long rested. But
I think we're okay.
Should we short rest so you can get your divine sense back?
It's a long rest.
Long rest for them.
Okay.
I think we could go. We know roughly. It's not like we're going to need to do any. Is this evil or not? It's a werewolf who's trying to kill me. Let's stab it.
The wolves also won't get detected by divine sense anyway.
Yeah.
True. All right, let's go.
Let's just go straight out.
It's good.
Try and find the wolves. Well, the abbot did say werewolves.
Nah.
Yes, he did.
So we know that it's werewolves at this point.
Okay.
So I've given Augish that 10 silver bolts. These might be useful.
Where are the wolves?
Yeah.
You can always poke them in the eye with them.
All right. So then it sounds like you guys are attempting to go north and find a den of wolves.
Yeah, wherever he would have told us he thinks they are.
Okay. So you guys can head outside. So as you leave, let me bring you back to the main map of Barovia here. Hopefully you all make it for the trip.
I'm sure we will eventually.
But you guys can kind of basically head out the north side of Krezk and start making your way up in this direction.
Mm-hmm.
So let me give is your intention to just basically be scouting around in this area up here?
It's the hills overlooking a mountain lake, so I'm thinking this area.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking around there too. Yeah,
Okay. Let me do a random dice roll for no reason.
For absolutely no reason.
Yep.
So what I've found is if you pre-roll all of these pre-roll encounters basically, and just be like, oh, does it happen? Yes, no. You're like, oh, this one.
Yeah, it's I'll have to show you the way that this game handles all of this stuff. It's very convoluted, but it is interesting. But yeah, okay. So as you guys, you're looking around and you're like moving through this area, and you're kind of like going up the hills. You're staying within the tree line, I assume. You're not like venturing into the woods.
No, we're staying in a tree line. We are not stupid.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we have a reason to go into the woods.
Not yet, anyway.
Unless we see like marks or footprints or paw prints, I guess.
Or like a sign saying werewolf den this
We've got
way.
wolf sign.
Yep.
So yeah, you guys are able to kind of like wander through the hills, and then as you start getting to that area that you were talking about, you see above the tree line, carved into the side of a rocky mountain spur, is a wide torchlit cave that resembles the gaping maw of a great wolf. And let me show this to you.
Hey guys, I think this is the place.
It seems
This reminds
likely.
me of the Cave of Wonders in Aladdin.
yeah.
Yeah.
Saya immediately gets the bow and like an arrow drawn ready to go.
It's a little too on the nose for me. Also, I like the trail of blood leading into the mouth. That's a nice touch.
I don't think it's going to be an easy place to adventure in.
Oh yeah, totally. Real walk through the park.
Where is that on the map? Bill asks.
Oh yeah, that's actually a great question. Where is that on the map?
What's that? Like, where does this location exist? It is
which hex?
It's kind of like here. Well, actually, it's officially like here.
Okay.
Oh, Saya's doomed because she's right next to it.
I'm dead. That's it. New character.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, so as you guys approach the wolf den, as you can see here, you can like see the blood trail and the footprints like going up to the cave entrance, and as you just get nearer, you can hear inside the howling, the with my voice cracking, coming from the cave entrance, and we will see you next week.
PPK next week.
Murder party.
What are the chances that
week?
they're going to be civilized, friendly werewolves?
No
And
chance.
they're having like cups of tea, like, oh yes, please.
100%. Why would
100% not.
Why would they be angry wolves? It's blood. Maybe they were hurt going hunting or something.
Maybe it's marmalade.
Yeah, who knows? It's very
Tomato
presumptuous
juice.
of you to assume it's blood. How could you?
Raspberry jam, delicious.
Sure.
I mean, August assumes the
Raspberry-
best of every creature.
true.
So until they prove that they're aggressive, she's going to go in there hoping
Hi,
that there's a
doggies.
chance there can be peace.
Until they bite your head off, you're gonna be like, this seems trustworthy.
I mean, she's not stupid. She's hopeful. And she's not going to like rush to aggression as her first resort.
Fair answer.
Yeah, like I got my bow drawn ready to defend us if required.
I still believe this guy is gonna do something even worse than he thinks. But this is my premonition.
It's possible. And I agree with you that in the grand scheme of things, he is a threat to Arena, but I don't think he's an immediate threat to Arena.
I believe he thinks he's doing the right thing, which is even scarier.
He's crazy. Like Strahd
It's
is
the worst kind
logical.
of evil.
Yep.
Strahd is logical. You can talk with him, and he has a sense of humor. He has some characteristics. This guy is a whack job.
This guy is doing what he thinks is right and has gone so far down that path.
Yeah.
Has
Far to
gone
the
like
end.
to evil. He's like
Well, he's like driven by his purpose. He has a
Yeah.
purpose that he was given.
Lawful evil is called in D&D.
it's terrifying.
Lawful evil.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, it warms my heart. If bottle caps was the thing we gave out on this show, like little rewards for being so clever, you would all have a bottle cap right now. But there's no such thing. Well, there's
called
inspiration.
inspiration.
I know there's inspiration.
You haven't given us inspiration like
I still
at
haven't
all.
used mine.
I don't have it. I've never had
I was gonna
it.
say I know
Okay.
that there was inspiration at one point.
I feel like I act very well within Augie's instincts.
True.
And I feel like Minpin does too, and so do I. And so does Cal.
I'm trying to be as chaotic
Never
as
rewarded
possible.
for it.
No,
Ever.
Not,
No,
You know what?
never.
I will state
Terrible.
it officially here. I will be more cognizant of rewarding inspiration for such things.
maybe it can save our asses one day. Who knows?
But I would go as far as to say you all seem to have a pretty good read on the abbot over there. So, yeah, pretty sick. I'm super excited. I was kind of excited to see you try and hit him and see what happened. But
No.
Oh yeah,
no,
getting
a person.
absolute smackdown.
Yeah,
I
person
never had
line
any
was
intention of
touched.
fighting him when we
I
went there.
don't. I
Minpin was
don't-
like, "Let's get him. Let's do
I
it."
don't even dare to ask his talent rating. I don't even dare.
11?
No, because
don't.
we might still have to fight him at some point if we cross
Yeah.
him. So, like, we don't need to know that yet.
Like, I don't know off the top of my head, but I think Davis are like 11, 12, maybe ish. I don't know.
they certainly have stat blocks that exist, and I would request that you don't look at them. But
I think I have them saved for one of
Yeah,
my own.
and-
You know
and
I
Deva is
won't. I'm
definitely well beyond
never
this.
going to be a
Like,
DM.
even if I know it, I'm still like, Saya doesn't know it. Saya's like, "Oh, look, birds, kill it."
I was gonna say, as long as you can separate the GM knowledge from the character knowledge, will be hunky dory. But yeah, it's super exciting actually.
I know they're in the
Carl
double
and I-
digis.
Yeah,
That's
Carl
all
and
I
I
know.
both DM, so we're like, we know things, but the character doesn't know things.
That's how you know you guys are both better DMs than me. It's like if that happened to me, even having played this like campaign, well, maybe not this campaign, but I wouldn't be like, yes, that's a Dave. I'd just be like, oh, okay. I'd be like, I don't know the monster manual at all. Just look at stat blocks as they pop up in front of me. But yes, the crew has reached this den of wolves, which, as foretold in the cards, may or may not contain cool stuff. That was foretold by Madame Ava all those episodes ago. So tune in next week as we discover if the crew will walk out of this den of wolves in one piece. We'll find out. All right. I love you guys. As always, thank you for tuning in. We will see you next week. Big ass kiss. Goodbye, everybody. Have a good weekend.